insides were eaten out by vultures for all eternity, then they would grow back, and vultures would be born, and blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, it's kind of creepy. So there's this kind of arrogance that is hinted at here, with Icarus flying too high, Prometheus stealing from the gods. On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? Now the twisting is the maker, right? He's twisting the sinews of the heart. The tiger isn't really, it's just he's getting his heart made. But that twisting of the sinews. And then, what the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? Right? The furnace, the forge, that's what's scary. But it was just the tiger's little brain, right? What the anvil, what dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp? I mean, the deadly terrors, again, are more associated with the maker, who's clasping and everything. I'll show you this in a second. You guys see this. It's really funny.
So he's implying that like the creator twisted the heart and made it the way it is. So it's the tiger.
Is the tiger scary? Find me a scary tiger in the poem.
The tiger's not as scary, but he's trying to put the maker scary.
Maybe the maker is scary. But who over here said that they were afraid the tiger was going to eat them? You thought it was going to eat you, right?
Yeah.
So there was a scary tiger, right? There was a scary tiger. There was a scary tiger. Where was the tiger?
In the forest.
Where were the tiger and the forest? Where? In what? In the dark of the night. Okay. Where were the dark and the night and the woods or the forest and the tiger? Where? Can you go find it for me? And bring it back. You were scared of it. You were afraid it was going to eat you. Would you please go get it and bring it back? Why not?
Because of the tiger.
Yeah, I'll go
But it's not.
Because she doesn't know where it is.
Say that again.
It's
Brennan.
not real.
It's not what?
Real.
It's not real? I told you. Where was the tiger? In his imagination. Well, he's dead. He's been dead for like a long time. Where? In our imaginations. Okay. Who is the maker? Who made the tiger scary?
We did.
Oh, we did.
We're the maker.
Whoa. Okay. What did we do? We made a scary tiger, right? Now let me show you Blake's tiger, which really winds up being quite funny. Is that the one I want? That's the one. Okay. Full size image. Okay, here's Blake's tiger. He did illuminations, or he did, not painted, I don't know, he illustrated them, all of his poems. And, I mean, the Songs of Innocence and the Songs of Experience. There is our tiger. Look at the tiger that Blake drew. He looks happy, he's smiling, he has a nice little big eye that's kind of innocent. How scary is that? To me, he looks a little bit more like Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tigger
That I'm the only one.
is Tigger's a wonderful thing. The wonderful thing about Tigger is Tigger's a wonderful thing. He's bouncy, pouncy, pouncy, flouncy, and his tail is full of a spring, right? That's great. He's Tigger. What fire? I don't see any fire in his eyes. So who made the tiger? There are three makers of the tiger, right? Jesus. Okay, Jesus made the tiger. God made the tiger, right? Who else made the tiger?
Blake.
Blake made a tiger. And
We made the tiger.
We made the tiger. This is romantic poetry. It's how you feel that is important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, there were 22, I don't think I counted it, 22 tigers in this room. At least 22 tigers in this room, until then you changed your mind, so now maybe now there are 44 tigers in this room. So there are 22 makers, and there are that many tigers, plus God who made a real tiger and Blake who wrote the poem. Okay, now, remember it's a companion poem. He's playing with our minds, but it's romantic poetry, so it's all about the individual perception and how you feel about it. Go back over to the lamb, and we're going to talk about little lamb who made thee. Okay. Tell me about lambs. I actually spent part of my summer vacation in Illinois with a friend who is starting to raise sheep. They're Jacob sheep, so that they can shear them and spin wool and sell the fleeces and all of that. Tell me about sheep. Bad. They're what?
It's scary.
They're scary?
Not scary to us, but this personality is scary.
Oh, you mean they get scared real easily? They do get scared real easily. Tell me if you know this about sheep. Okay, softest clothing, woolly, bright, something like that. What was the line?
Softest clothing, woolly bright.
Softest clothing, woolly, bright. That echoes softest clothing, woolly, bright, or in the forest of the night, right? Now, when we read the Lamb, it was just nice and sing-song, right? I mean, I could read this poem to my daughter, right, before bed. Tiger, tiger, I don't know if I read that one before we go to bed. We have some interesting nightmares. But little lamb who made thee, dost thou know who made thee? That's pretty good. Softest clothing, woolly, bright. Anybody seen a lamb lately? What's the softest clothing, woolly, bright about?
I mean, they're soft.
Okay, they're soft.
Sometimes, I mean, wool isn't always, it's kind of thick. I mean, like, I wouldn't want to wear straight cheap.
You wouldn't want to wear cheap wool?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes it's soft. Is it woolly bright?
No.
Ideally.
Ideally, as in, what do you mean?
As in, like, we picture sheep as like bleach white, and but like real sheep are kind of like yellowy.
Real sheep are gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real sheep get really dirty. If you go to the fair and they're competing for who has the nicest sheep, they clean them up and shear them and stuff, and then they put them in these little coats, these little things. They look like, when the first time I saw them, they were all in blue little coats, so they looked like nuns. It's little nun sheep. And they keep them covered up so they won't get dirty. Right now, my friends are dealing with the fact that they've gotten into burrs, so they're full of burrs, and those things hurt. If you get into them, they hurt. So, no, they're not clean. They can be stinky. The real sheep isn't like that, but a real sheep is not going to be softest clothing, woolly, bright, blah, blah, blah. But who are we comparing this little lamb to? Jesus, who is pure, right? And he should be like the lamb, who would be the unspotted lamb and all of that. In order to be what? What?
Perfect.
Perfect, yes. Because, as you were saying, this is symbolic. The lamb is symbolic, right? Of why would a lamb? Why not a cow or a hyena? Why a lamb in the Jewish culture?
Atone for sin.
To atone for sin. And what kind of lamb does it have to be then?
Spotless lamb.
Spotless lamb, white, all of that, pure. That's the lamb who is going to atone for sin. How?
By being sacrificed.
By being sacrificed. That makes for a great nursery rhyme, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.